Hey guys, it's Ghosty. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be sharing my favorite saw traps and games. Yes, the time has come for me to talk about my all-time favorite franchise once again. I've been wanting to share this list for a long time, but I knew that I needed some time to really think about what was going to be on this list. The saw traps are not 100% the reason why I love this franchise, but definitely a part of the reason. I just love how intense they are, how gross they are, how interesting they are. I'm really into the aesthetic, the time he takes to put into all his traps. And in relation to the player, a lot of the times the traps are like specialized to the story or to like the person. And I just think that's very fucking clever, so I fuck with it. I'm not the only person that watches the Saw movies for Saw traps, so I'm sure that many of you also have a list. If you want to share that in the comments below, you can definitely do that. So without further ado, here's my list in no particular order. There's no order of this list, although I will say at least 2 of these are my favorite ones. I'll probably say it at least 3 times because you know me. But this list is in no particular order. Before I knew that the name of this was Public Execution, I just kept calling it Love Triangle because that's essentially what it is. We have 3 people, 1 girl, 2 guys, and the girl is sleeping with both of them. And it's really also just showing how humanity views this whole love triangle thing and how easy it is for people to just point the finger at the wrong person. And really, the only person that should be executed when it comes to cheating is the person in the relationship who is the one betraying their partner. And that's it. That's all where all the anger should be directed to. Thankfully, in this game, they ended up directing their anger in the right direction, and old girl got her ass executed. But what I love about this is that it's in public, and where we were at in the Saw series at the time, like go big or go hard, I just thought that was pretty interesting because we went from like all these games being in these dark, grody places underground to like just in the middle of the fucking world for everybody to see. So the actual trap itself, these 2 people are sitting on a table saw, and they have so much time, of course, because our man Jigsaw loves time, to either direct the saw towards each other with strength, I'm assuming, or they can use their strength together and have the saw meet in the middle where the woman, who's the 2-time in person, is hanging. She will come like down, and then her stomach just totally entirely fucking ripped. I think that was a win entirely for the Saw series, and such a great way to start a movie. Oh, I think that this is one of my favorite traps, obviously, of all, but one of the things that I really like about Saw 4 is this trap where there's 2 people that are bound together by these metal rods. There's one person who's pierced through non-major arteries, and the other person, the poles are actually through his major arteries. They're actually a couple. They are entangled in this situation where the woman, I believe her name is Morgan, she is kind of like covering for some dirty shit that Rex is doing. That would explain why the poles are in his major arteries and not because the game is for her to untether herself and untangle herself and free herself. I love that. See guys, Jigsaw isn't a bad guy. He's like teaching her a lesson to like not be an enabler. That's basically what she's like learning, and she got to live, I think. I'm pretty sure she survived her wounds. This is not a pro Jigsaw video, but if you know, you know how I feel. I will say that his philosophy was kind of hitting sometimes. Sometimes you gotta like almost kill a human for them to really get the message. I'm just saying. Now, Saw 3D is not one of the best Saws, but the traps still fucking deliver. The silent circle, favorite one in that movie, for sure. So we have Nina, who is involved with Bobby and his whole like fake trap scandal. I believe she's like his publicist or something. I'm not really sure. Something ties into her like using her voice and communicating something, because that's why this game is like the silencer. She's strapped in a straitjacket, held down in a chair, and around her is like this circle with like metal rods that are pointed at her throat. The key in order for her to get out of this is inside of her on a fucking fish hook. This trap gives me all the cringiness, but that's why I love it, because it's really hard to watch. To make matters worse, if she screams, it makes the rods move faster. That's why the fish hook makes it so harder, because obviously you want to fucking scream if your insides are being ripped out. Yeah, if she screams, it pierces her throat, and that's exactly what fucking happened. And Bobby says, "If you just want to shut the fuck up." I think that's a hilarious line. It gets me every time. It really does. This trap just looks really cool, and also it's one of those that just keeps you on your seat like, ugh. Oh boy, when they opened Saw 2 with this one, I was like, yep, Saw is back, and it's better than ever. It's fucking better than ever. I love the death mask. I call it the Fly Venus trap because that's the joke Jigsaw says in the video. He says, think of it like a Venus flytrap. Essentially, our guy is in this mask with these metal spikes on the inside. When it closes, when the time is up, nigga is just crushed. But just his head, I guess. In order to escape, he has to get the key, which is behind his eye. Yeah, he has to cut that shit out. That scene, fucking hard to watch. It's hard to watch because I feel like he really tries to get in there, but no cigar. He did not get the key, and he was out. He was dead. Apparently, this trap was actually inspired by medieval times torture device called the Iron Maiden, which was like a full body casket, but apparently there's no evidence to say that this actually existed, although this was like huge in culture and talked about because people believed it so much. But I thought that was pretty cool. Speaking of great Saw openings, which I'm just not realizing that a lot of these are just the openings of the Saws, because it just, those openings really go hard, I guess. We have the pendulum, where our dude Seth is strapped to a table, like Jesus Christ style, and above him is a pendulum that is like slowly but surely getting lower as time dwindles down. In order for him to escape, he has to sacrifice his hands and like crush them. I'm not sure if that trap was actually escapable, because we can confirm that that was actually built by protege Hoffman. Fuck Hoffman, I hate him. I'm in such an anti-Hoffman group. Soon as Saw 5 starts and his ass is on screen, actually he's on Saw 3, but he's like super leadery, like he's just all up in Saw 5, and I'm like, ew, I hate you, you're the worst villain in any franchise. But that makes him a great villain. I just, oh God, I fucking hate that man. Anyway, he builds his trap, so I don't think it was meant to be escaped, but I'm huge on pendulums in general. I just like the whole pendulum thing visually, what a pendulum is as far as like swinging back and forth and gravity. I just find that really cool. Combining that with the sadistic Saw trap, that's the shit I do like. Our friend Seth did not survive. His body was cut in half very, very quickly, but he was a rapist, sexual assaulter. He was one of them. So in my defense, I would say he deserved it. I went ahead and just put the whole group trap from Saw 5 on the list because I really do think that as a whole it works together. I can't say surprisingly, very early on, even in the young mind of 13 years old, I knew that they were meant to work together to escape these games. And for some reason, that did not turn me off of this movie, because usually if I can guess something, I'm like, ew, boring, I don't know, but I kind of enjoyed watching these people fuck themselves in the end. I do think that that's a really cool plot twist. I just appreciate the idea of them working together to survive as they work together to ruin people's lives. And I'm always here for Jigsaw coming for the people who fucking suck. And quite frankly, all those people sucked according to the notes that they had. In the first room, they have like these collars, which goes on and is almost like redid in a later movie, Jigsaw, with the whole collar concept. I think that's really cool. If you don't get out of the collar, your head gets chopped off. The next room, there's like these jar bombs, and they have to find the key from the top. They have to get into like these, I don't know, like whole hoarding quarters that they just gotta get away from the fucking bomb. And that's when I was picking up on like, they could do this together, because there was just so much space in each of those tunnels that I was like, more than one person can fit in there. After that round, they are in this, they have to give the electricity in the vaults in the bathroom, And then, of course, the final test of giving blood. Man, watching that one, I'm always just like, I can feel the faint feeling of just so much blood loss. So in Saw 4, part of Rig's game is to force this hotel manager with a disgusting, awful, you deserve to be in jail forever. And I don't even believe in prison, but that nigga needs life, okay? He has to force him into a trap. And I think it's the only time that fucking Rig actually had to do what Jigsaw wanted him to do. He actually fucking got the message this time. Put him in the trap and let the nigga go. Once old dude's in the trap, he's all strapped up, he's on this bed. This room, it's like a red room. There's all these photos hanging up. Photos with disgusting shit. I do love that he's like forced to look at the crimes that he committed while he's also like having to fucking decide how to save his life. He's strapped to this contraction on the bed and he has to use these buttons to like his head is connected to this other thing with like some fucking mini, I don't know, something to gouge your fucking eyes up in order to save himself. Does not do that. All his limbs get pulled off. It's honestly such a great trap. This guy is getting like ripped to bits. Saw 4 has really great traps. Can't say like it's one of the stronger sequels. I mean, I love my baby Rig, but then they literally kill him. Like I was not like, Carrie survived at least. No, she didn't make it. She didn't make it. He just swiped the niggas. He just swipes niggas. I should have known. But every time Rig dies in the end, I'm just like, we could have one more movie with you. Just one more. Jigsaw started hot with his first fucking trap. We have something that's very simple, but still like fucked up as fuck. And it's just a simple chair and a head contraption with knives attached to it. In order to escape, you have to push your head through these knives that are slicing your whole fucking face. It's like almost worse than a decapitation because you're just like watching this guy like shred his face off. I would never like consider somebody like that a criminal, so I cannot agree with that. But also, Cecil did kill the baby, so that's why he deserved to be there. I wouldn't say he was like a criminal and like, you're a bad drug user. I can't. That's a disease, baby. But maybe not kill a baby. Oh my fucking God. I remember watching this on DVD when it came out and almost being a little afraid that I was going to lose my dinner because of how just disgusting this trap is. You can literally smell the trap. You can just smell it. So we have Jeff, slow motherfucking Jeff. I love that, Dead Meat James. I will always say slow motherfucking Jeff because he is fucking slow. He finally gets to the judge and talk about fucking slow. The judge is damn near drowning by the time this man makes his decision. The judge of the trial of Jeff's son's death is like, his neck is strapped to the bottom of this like long cylinder thingamajigger thing. Above it, there's these pigs that are just like on this clothing hook line thingamajig, and they're getting dropped through this huge grinder, and all the juices and shit are just going right into where the judge is, filling it up. And nigga can't move because his neck is strapped. Jeff is to burn the materials of his son and just like really let go. Like Jigsaw said, nigga, deal with your grief. You need to let this shit go. He has to burn it in order to get the key. Now, ultimately, he does save the judge, but like I said, damn near drowning. The fucking gut shit was like basically over his nose for sure. So gross. Absolutely. You can literally smell it. You can just smell that. Okay, I did save the best for last. I think that the reverse bear trap is just an iconic classic piece. It's the piece that was plastered all over the fucking advertisements back when they were advertising this film for the first time. That scene really showed us what the fuck Saw was about. I know that when they wrote the script and they were trying to get producers to pick it up, they actually filmed that scene with Adam, Liminal, the co-writer of Saw, for this short film. And I actually watched it. It was on YouTube a while ago. If you can check it out, watch the Saw short film. Like, they knew that this scene, this trap was really gonna just create beauty in the horror world. The reverse bear trap, exactly what it is. It's a headpiece that is in your mouth, and instead of clamping down, it's going back, babe. In order to save herself, she has to get the key out of which she is told her dead lover's stomach, but when she goes to stab him, that nigga is well and alive. He's just sedated as fuck. She has to dig in this man's guts for a key. What the fuck? Traumatized. I too would go on and be a Jigsaw protege. Like, that is fucking abuser and fucking victim right there. Like, traumatize somebody so much and then to be like, you won my test, building them up. Am I just convincing myself that Jigsaw's a narcissist? I mean, he has a philosophy that he's forcing onto people. It's giving cult leader. Thanks guys for watching this video. If you liked it, you can give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel. You can always hit the bell to be notified whenever I release new content. Follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at ghosty_, Twitter at ghosty, and Letterboxd at ghosty. I'll see you guys in the next video.